You are about to become a better coder. In 4 steps. Not with those, but with this. Hello everyone and welcome. So today you're going to learn in 4 steps how to become a better coder. While this is geared primarily toward VBA because this is the greatest office tutorial ever, it's not just for VBA. This works with multiple languages, so this is kind of a universal thing. We're going to use 4 letters and they're going to be L-E-G-O. So keep watching, stay tuned to find out. Now, how in the world is this manual going to help us code better? When you're considering this instruction manual, you have to realize it uses many smaller steps to accomplish a much more complex task. So does code. But first we have to go through here and we want to look for patterns. Now what do I mean by patterns? Look at here. Those seats are repeated. Here's another pattern where there's both a left and right side. They're very similar, but mirror images of one another. Here's another pattern. We perform the same action 4 times, which is installing the wheels. So how do we apply this to VBA? Well, here is an access form on the left and the code behind the button on the right. Even if you don't program in VBA or Access, realize this is still applicable. So here we see a pattern. Every time I click this button, I perform a message box, and the only thing I change is the number afterward. Here is another example of a pattern. On this form, every time I click this button, the detail section and the header and footer colors swap. This form also performs the same operation. But notice I have code behind form number 2 and form number 3. A pattern. They do basically the same thing. So now that we've identified patterns in our code, we move on to the next letter, E, which is externalize. So you're probably wondering, how would we externalize this manual? Well, let's imagine we're magicians and we can make our own Lego machine. So what we would do is we would take everything that repeats in here and make it its own separate thing that gives us the items. So for instance, when we get to the step that asks for the 4 wheels, instead of following this, we would hit a button and get 4 wheels. Well, let's look at that form 1 again. Here I click the button and I perform 3 message boxes. Now perhaps this command button does many other functions and I don't need 3 lines cluttering up all the other code I might put in here. So let's make this an external sub. Private sub, click 3. Now what I can do is give myself an I variable, which is a long. For I equals 1, 2, 3, message box. This is message. Concatenate the I, next I. Now then, as this code up here grows, this call to do 3 message boxes is very clean. I just do a click 3. I've externalized it from the primary code behind the button, and I've just made it a private sub that's attached to form 1. So now I click it, and it runs the loop. Form 2 and 3 are a bit more complex, but just barely. So when I click this button, you'll notice that the detail color swaps with the footer and header. Well, how do we do that? Well, if we look at the code, first we give ourselves a long integer header and detail variable. We set the header to the form header back color, we set the detail to the detail back color, and then we swap the header and the footer, make them equal to the detail back color, and then the detail back color we make equal to the header color we recorded. Both form 2 and 3 do the same thing. How would we externalize? Well, we could make a local subroutine that would do this, but since we have 2 different objects doing the same thing, I made it a public sub in a separate module over here called module 1. It's called public sub swap form colors, and I pass it a long header integer, a detail integer, and the form itself as a form. And then with that form, I simply say the form header back color equals the passed detail color, and so does the footer, and then the detail back color equals the header. So let's try it out. Instead of all of this code, we'll comment that out, and then we'll simply call in the call to swap form colors, me.formHeader.backColor, me.detail.backColor, and then me, which is the form itself. And so now if we run form 3, we get the same exact result. So we've replaced 6 lines with 1 line. Now obviously there are lines down here, but we can also replace the 6 lines in form 2 with only 1 line. making our code much cleaner, especially as this form may grow in complexity. That brings us to letter number 3, which is generalize. Now again, using our form, how do we generalize? Well, we have to remember we've made our magic machines now where we can, on demand, create these repeating patterns. Well, to generalize means instead of hitting the button to get 4 Ferrari wheels, I hit the button to get 4 wheels, and I tell the machine what kind of wheels I want as I hit the button. So how would we generalize that first form? Again, looking at the code, we explicitly loop I from 1 to 3. What if we could tell the sub how many times to loop? We're going to do p loops as long, so we're going to pass it the number. And now, since we're starting to generalize, we have to remember we're opening ourselves up for errors. What if we pass 0 or a negative value? So we'll do a small check. If p loops is less than or equal to 0, then p loops equals 1. All right, I still need my I variable. From I equals 1 to p loops, do this. Now then, when I call that up here in code, say for instance, the first time I click the button, I want to do click 3, and it's actually a loop of 2, and then I click 3, and then a loop of 1. Now naturally, 1. Naturally, I'd probably rename this into click X. So 1, 2, 1. There we have it. We've generalized form 1. So how would we generalize form 2 and 3? Well, if you remember, form 2 would swap the header and footer colors with the details section. Form 3, I've done it a little bit differently. What if we wanted to swap not only the colors of the form, but maybe the colors of this button themselves? How would we do that? Well, over here in code, instead of swap form colors, I've made a new sub called swap colors. And what I do is I pass it the object that I'm talking about, and then color 1 and color 2. Now you'll notice, because we've generalized, you have to remember what color 1 and color 2 are. Here, when it was very specific, it was easy to keep them separated. The header color, the detail color. This time, since we're passing an object, we don't know what object is being passed, and then we have to keep straight in our head what the colors are. So it's getting a little more difficult, but it's way more flexible. So I do an if statement. If type of p object is a command button, then I swap the colors of the command button, the fore color and the back color. But since these properties aren't exactly called like that for a form, I have to check if the object was a form. If so, I basically do the same code that I did down here in this block of the if statement. So now, on form 3, I've generalized this code. I can use the same module whether I click this button or whether I click this button. Now when we look at form 3's code, we see that instead of using the swap form colors, which was very specific, we've generalized it with just swap colors. On this first button here, I need to pass it the object of the form, so we're talking about a form, and I pass it the colors of my form footer, back color, and my detail, and they're swapped. Here, when I click this button, we're talking about a button, so we pass the button itself as the object, and then its relevant properties. And that brings us to our last letter, O. What do you think it is? Optimize? Wrong! You should always be optimizing code, so I guess you're right. It's 1. What do I mean by 1? Well, it's very simple. As you get better at externalizing and writing these modules, you'll be tempted to make this module very generic to where you have to code in all kinds of exceptions. So for instance, if I passed a form, well, in form I'll do this special code that's only relevant to forms. And then all of a sudden your module gets very complex and it's hard to actually understand what this module does. So you don't want to do that. If you're doing specific code just for a form, make it a new module. That way when you click the button up here and you meant it to be for a form, you can just call this new module that is specifically for a form, and it's easier to read this code. So instead, I know I've swapped the colors. Okay, I get what the idea what that is, and I'm not surprised by swap colors doing something else other than the one thing it should be doing, which is swapping the object colors. Oh, okay, and then I run this new form module, whatever that code was down here. Makes it much simpler to actually troubleshoot the code. So that's it. Hope you like this. If you found this useful, please give it a like. Subscribe if you find this helpful. Thanks so much, and God bless.